The Florida governor going after evangelical voters in Iowa. Here to break it all down, someone who knows a decent amount about that, the president and CEO of the Family Leader, Vander Plaats. Bob, thanks for joining us here on the Hill. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you.
Yeah. So, you know, we talk about this race, and it's a national race and all the early states, but Iowa obviously starts there and kicks off there. As you see it on the ground there, what's the big issue? What's the main issue right now that these Republican presidential candidates will be facing inside the Hawkeye state?
I think the big issue is going to be who can win in 2024, who can beat Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Michelle Obama, whoever they choose to put up. But right now they know that if you don't win, you don't govern. And so they're going to look for strong character, the capability to lead as being president, which would all lead to their consistency of convictions. But the big thing that I think is on voters' mind is who can win in 2024.
You know, you look at what's going on inside Iowa, Bob, and the latest polling shows that Donald Trump, at least on the Republican side and at least in that state, holds a substantial lead within Iowa. That is the Real Clear Politics polling average. But even the most recent poll had Donald Trump up there by 42. Do you think that's right? Is somewhere in the area of 5 of 10, 6 of 10 Iowans saying, Republican Iowans saying that they're going to vote for Donald Trump? You think that's the case?
You know, I really don't believe that to be the case right now. Obviously, the former president is going to be bolstered by early polling because of being the former president. However,
if you don't believe it to be the case, do you think the number's lower then? Like, is he probably somewhere around in the 30s and 40s?
I definitely think that I definitely think that Trump's going to have a solid base from 25 to 30%. But that being said, I believe his ceiling is also going to be very limited. And that's why I think Iowa's exceptionally open. I think Governor Ron DeSantis is getting a very warm welcome here. But so is Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, Mike Pence, Asa Hutchinson, Vivek Ramaswamy. So I think Iowa's open. This is why we play the caucuses. And believe me, if the early forerunners, the early poll leaders was any indicator of success, we would have had Giuliani, we would have had Rick Perry, we would have had Scott Walker. That's why the caucuses need to be played out.
Bob, this is Julia Manchester with The Hill. The second place person in the polls in Iowa on the Republican side is Ron DeSantis. He's recently signed a 6-week abortion ban into law in Florida. But President Trump, the frontrunner, hasn't embraced that. In order to win Iowa and the evangelical vote in Iowa, does President Trump need to embrace a 6-week abortion ban?
What people are looking for, Julie, on the sanctity of human life is clarity. And I think what Ron DeSantis has shown by signing the heartbeat bill is clarity that he'll be a champion for the culture of the sanctity of human life, or the culture of life. Donald Trump, he was president. He appointed 3 Supreme Court justices that led to the overturn of Roe v. Wade. But since that time, his stance on the sanctity of human life has been unclear. It's been very nuanced, throwing pro-lifers under the bus after the midterm elections and basically saying that the heartbeat bill was too harsh. In Iowa, we passed the heartbeat bill. So I think what voters want here is clarity on that issue, not nuance.
All right, Bob Vander Plaats with the Family Leader. Thanks for joining us. We hope you come back here on the Hill. Appreciate it, sir.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.